Welcome back to Design. The Urban Skills Festival is not really far away from us. Make yourself available on the 23rd and 24th November for a good time at the Malaysian Agro Exposition Park, Serdang. That's MAEPS. Earlier, we had KDU University College to share with us their thoughts on developing designers as creative assets. Right now, let's hear from Zachary Roland Anthony, a certified educational trainer, professional MC, motivation speaker, writer, and assistant professor at University Tunku Abdul Rahman. What makes a person a valuable creative asset? This is the topic of this evening. Good evening, Roland.
Good evening, Vivian.
To the show. I know I'm so used to calling you sir. I hope you don't mind me calling you the same way on the show.
No problems at all, Vivian. Feel free.
So, sir, it's been 10 years since I stepped into Stanford College. Back when, I still remember, you were counseling me, explaining to me what were the courses.
Wow,
there.
that far back, huh?
Yes, but I was determined that I knew that I really wanted to delve into mass communication.
Yep.
Now, 10 years on, we unite in this recording studio. How do you feel about it, sir?
It is a wonderful experience, Vivian. Let me tell you that you are testimony to our topic today. Well, we have seen many kids. I've seen many kids come and go, but very few make an impression. Mm-hmm. And you standing here in front of me asking me these questions really brings out the best in me and tells me that I am in the right field. And yes, I've taken it to the next level. I don't only do academic teaching, but I'm also into training, training young minds, inspiring them that there's great potential out there. And there is no limit to achievement because the sky is the limit.
I'm happy that I can make my lecturer proud of me. Now, you did say that very few people that can actually make it in life. Now, why do you think it's so?
Well, I think the biggest factor that is affecting the young of today would be the lack of positive attitude. Attitude is what drives anyone to achieve greatness. I had a student once, and I'm sure you have heard about this guy, who never did well in college despite us talking to him. But today he is a senior creative director in a very reputable advertising agency in Malaysia. And when he met me last, a few months ago, he told me that, you know what, there are a few things that you told me in class, sir, that inspired me. And it took me to this level today, and I'm this successful because of one or two things that you pushed me to do. And that was to be positive all the time, that there is no such thing as failure, because failure is success in the making.
Well, I guess realization steps in at a later stage or probably earlier for some people.
Yeah, for some people it takes time. You know, and it takes time, and it really works that way simply because some are slow starters like me, for example. You know, there are a lot of things that I'm doing today that I never did many years ago. Well, just to name a few, I never thought I'd be a writer, but today I'm actually writing my first book.
What is it about?
Yeah, it's on leadership. It's on leadership. It should be on the shelves next year, God willing. Yep. And I really hope that will inspire a lot of young leaders to be. It's because it's going to be right in the face kind of a book that tells you that, you know, to be a leader, it's not just a wonderful status symbol. It is hard work, and it is about touching lives. And that's where leadership needs an awakening today, I believe.
So then, now we're talking about leadership. What do you think are the qualities that a successful person should have?
Well, if you're looking at...
First of all, how do you define success?
Well, for me, success is, it all depends on how you look at it. It's very subjective, but nothing comes easy in life. It's always hard work, isn't it, Vivian? You know, hard work pays off. You know, I always tend to not accept this notion that smart work wins the day, because if you are just a smart worker, which means you are political in the way you work, it may not get you very far. It will get you places, but it may not sustain your ability to stay on, because hard work is what makes you learn from scratch, and it takes you to the next level.
So it's smart work and hard work together.
Yes.
What about luck?
That's another big word, isn't it?
Yes.
Luck, yeah. Well, I'll just share with you something.
All right.
That, well, I was lucky when I wanted to get into my dream job many years ago, that dream job was in advertising. You know, I had to go for about 35 interviews before I embarked in my dream job. But today, when I look back, I spent about 7-8 years in advertising. It's all because of my persistence and also some luck. Because on one particular day, like 20 years ago, 2 agencies called me at the same time, offering me the job after 35 or 36 interviews later. And then I realized, yes, luck does play a part. But beyond luck, it's persistence.
I totally
never
agree.
give up.
Yes.
You know, young people of today never give up.
So looking at this, you know that the essence in being successful in life is persistence, determination.
Yep.
Well, with a little of luck put into it. But then now you are a totally different person. You are no longer in advertising.
Yep.
You are now embarking on a journey to teach. Now you are an assistant professor. But I'm more interested to know, how did you get involved in training? And
Okay.
what sort of training do you give?
All right. My focus areas would be in communication, dynamics of communication, attitude development, my favorite, image building, personal branding, creative power. You know, because with creativity, you are able to achieve dreams and make dreams of others come true. So creativity is such a powerful area to embark on. But the reason why I went into training, honestly, it was about the youth factor. Because when I see the youth of today, it's not that we never needed help, but help is needed by everyone. And the youth of today are looking for this inspiration to take them to the next level. And this inspiration is about having this positive thinking thrown into their lifestyle. A lot of them are into challenging lives today, not only in their careers, but in their personal lives. And it is always very important to be positive to achieve your dreams. And this is where I told myself, look here, teaching academics is a lot easier than inspiring people to change their mind. And it's about changing mindsets that got me into training. And today I'm really happy to tell you, Vivian, that not only do I train people in big organizations, I also train a lot of young people in colleges and universities. And I've also become a motivational speaker in the process. Wow. And if you tell me that it's a bit too late to start anything new, it's never too late to start anything new.
Exactly.
Because life unfolds itself every day.
So you've been training lots and lots of people. What are your observations about the young generation of today?
Yeah, the biggest observation is this, the refusal to change because they are quite comfortable in what they are doing. They believe that whatever they have for now is sufficient to take them through life. But I believe there's more that they have to change because life is becoming more challenging today than it was like 20 years ago. But if you are not going to change, then you're going to be left behind. You're going to be stagnant, you know, and change is the matter of progress.
So, you know, that there's one thing that I don't know why, but you tend to have the power to get me glued to whatever you say, even since like for the past 10 years.
Wow.
When I was in class, I loved when you were teaching PR,
Really?
public relations. And now, after 10 years, we sat down at a coffee shop and you started telling me about stories that this boy succeeded as a creative director.
Yes.
And also what is really, I still remember that you said it's not only just the skills set that is important that can bring you that far, but it's also a combination of attitude and image. You want to talk on more of that?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about image. You know, an image is beyond what you're wearing. It's beyond what you look like. It's very much image that starts with your heart. And image has a lot to do with communication. It's how you relate to people, because it's people's perception of you that actually develops your own image. It's how people look at you, and what you are projected in their minds is what image is all about. And yes, when you have a strong image with a positive attitude, you will go places. It's free. That's the beauty. And a lot of young people are saying, no, we've got to go and buy the most expensive clothes. We got to drive the flashy cars and live in big condos. That's symbol of success. But symbol of success is all about having a dynamic image supported by a great attitude. And if you have these two ingredients in your recipe book of life, you will never see the end of life, because life unfolds itself every day.
How can those two qualities, attitude and image, be groomed?
How could it be groomed?
Yes.
Well, it's about you wanting to change.
How bad you want it.
How bad you want it. Well, Vivian, your testimony that you really thought that change was imminent and it had to happen like a long time ago. And look at you today.
It should have happened.
It should have happened.
Earlier.
But you know what? Everything
Never
takes
too late.
time. It's never too late. And everything has its time and place. Be happy.
So the training will be focusing on those two things?
Yeah, a lot of it is on attitude and image. Because I believe that is your persona, isn't it? Your personality relies heavily on these two things. Yep.
So,
It's also about, Vivian, if I can add, just an advice to young people who think that life is really hard on them. Well, take each day as it comes. Never try to be better than what you are, because better becomes easier when you live each day through experience. And that's where we come in, the so-called older folk. We are not old, we are just wise. Wise enough to share these thoughts with people and telling them, look here, every day is a blessing, because you learn things every day. People inspire you, situations inspire you. So learn from these things. These things books will never tell you. These things you learn from life. Never lose heart. Take each challenge as it comes, because with more challenges in your life, you can only become better. So try and try again.
I think one thing that kind of stops people from moving forward is the tendency to compare themselves with others.
Oh, yeah.
Like how good this person is, and I don't think I can be better than that person. How can one break away from that thinking?
Well, I used to be like that many years ago. Then I realized I am not like anybody else, and no one is like me. And I have a lot of good people in my life to thank, because from one of my uncles who told me that the only way you're going to get up the ladder of success is to open your mouth and speak, Roland. That's how he called me. And he said, if you don't open your mouth and speak, you're not going to go places. So that's a change of attitude for me. Don't compare yourself, because comparing yourself will only make you feel bad. All right? There's always a time when you'll be better. Like I tell my kids, today I'm standing in front of you, not as a lecturer, but as a guy who's sharing information and experience with you. One day you're going to do greater than me. Just don't forget my name.
I will remember you, sir. I will remember to speak more often, have more shows.
Thank you so much, Vivian. It's been great. It's been great.
Very well said. We just spoke to Zachary Roland Anthony, a certified educational trainer. It's been a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Likewise.
Especially finding out what really makes a person a valuable creative asset. We have come to the end of Design for this evening. What better way than to end it with an invitation for you to spend an afternoon with Bill Keith, an exceptional creative asset of the fashion industry in Malaysia. Details of the event will be uploaded on the Facebook page. Now, the Facebook page website is facebook.com/designed939. Drop us a message too. Let us know your thoughts on this evening's show. This episode is brought to you by KDU University College. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week for another edition of Designed. Meantime, check out the snippets of this show on cutoutmag.com/designed, produced by Musho Fixo, the Ideas Agency. On that note, I'm Vivian Toh. See you next week. This is Designed on Bernama Radio.